I'd like to call this meeting of the Lammersville Unified Board of Education to order at 7 o'clock. This meeting is being recorded and live streamed, so if you could please shut off or silence your cell phones, we would appreciate it. Also, if anyone in the audience would like to make public comment, there are blue speaker cards in the back. We'd appreciate if you would fill them out and bring them to the front. And with that, if you could all please rise and if you could all please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance led by Altamont Elementary students.
Please all rise for the flag salute. Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, good evening, President Pombo, board members, and Dr. Nicholas. It's my pleasure to introduce you to our ASB board members, and they have a wonderful presentation for you.
Welcome.
Good evening, everyone. We are Altamont Elementary's Associated Student Body, and here's a glimpse of what we have done so far in our school year and what we plan for the future. Up front today, we have our elected board. My name is Shayla Bhatia, and I'm your ASB president.
I'm Siddharth Sangapalli. I'm the vice president.
My name is Inaya Alibai, and I'm Altamont's Commissioner of Public Relations. My name is Safina Alibai, and I'm Altamont Elementary's Commissioner of Character and Kindness.
I am Toshi Dodge, and I am 4th grade representative.
I'm Rosie Fade, and I'm Altamont's Secretary.
Over the course of the school year, ASB holds and participates in numerous activities and events for both morale and school culture. These are Character Counts activities, Patriots Day activities, and the Mountain House Fire Visit, the Homecoming Float, Red Ribbon Week activities, Spirit Point and Spirit Day Fridays, morning announcements, the Penguin Patch Holiday Shop, the Pipsqueak Party, the Talent Show, Read Across America Week activities, Spirit Week activities, Kindness Week activities, the District Dance, our Testing Rally, Holiday Grams, Spirit Wear Drives, and last but not least, ASB elections. We love doing all of these and are ready to go the distance for our school and our community.
The next slide we have is our donating and fundraising for our school. We have done countless donating and fundraising for our school, and we will still continue to show our Panther pride. Over the course of the year, we have done Patriots Day, which is on 9/11. We have done snack donations for the fighter fires, boograms, Santagrams, and Valentine's Day grams, which we all enjoy. We have done Penguin Patch, where students get to give little gifts to their families over the holidays. The next event we have is our Spirit Wear Drive, where we get to sell shirts, hats, hoodies, etc. Our next event, which I'm really excited about, is our winter dance for grades 5th through 8th. We have never done this before, but ASB is very excited about this event. Last but not least, we have our Pipsqueak Party, which is from grades TK to 4th grade. This is where we get to show our Dr. Seuss appreciation. That is all about our donating and fundraising activities for our school.
We have been busy building a strong school culture. Altamont Elementary's Associated Student Body's mission is to empower our student population to be leaders, along with enriching them with outstanding character traits and good morals. They are encouraged to share ideas and opinions, use creativity, and find solutions to problems. They are guided to handle logistical challenges, manage schedules, communicate with staff, and mentor and support peers. We couldn't be more excited for what's to come this year. Here's a glimpse of what ASB has done so far. Rosie.
Building school culture is school rewarding as well as self-rewarding, with the pride of being able to make a difference to our school community.
As a school, we are allowed to connect to our community. In this photo, our Mountain House firefighters are showing our primary students how to escape a fire.
School culture also brings us together. These pictures were taken during the homecoming parade, where our school theme was Hocus Pocus. Here we have a picture of our three witches, our float, and a group picture of all the ASB members who helped make our float happen.
In this slide, we are actively collaborating with some ASB members. We are working hard to make a poster for Red Ribbon Week to ensure we have a drug-free school.
School culture takes hard work. In this photo, we see Altamont ASB in front of our new decorated fence. This took a lot of hard work, and I thought we did a really good job.
As Altamont's ASB, we love to spread school spirit and set good examples. Our goal is to make a united, fun, and safe community for us and our peers. This all wouldn't be possible without our incredible ASB leaders, Ms. Hurst and Ms. Gregson, who have built such an amazing foundation for us and continue to lead us weekly. We are so grateful for you. Thank you so much for your time and for allowing us to show you how we're creating a good school culture and continue to spread Panther pride.
Thank you.
Do any of you have any questions for myself, the ASB advisors, or the ASB board? No? Okay. Well, thank you for having us
Thank you guys
tonight.
so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
And if our Altamont students would like to leave at this point, they're welcome to. If they'd like to stay for our riveting meeting, they can do that as well.
Good night. Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Oh, sorry. We got things to do, but sorry.
Should we just
Just keep going. My bad.
roll call, please?
Lisa Boulay,
Here.
Paulina Clements,
Here.
Anita Daniel,
Here.
Stephanie Olson,
Here.
David Pombo,
Here.
Sanita Jathendra.
Absent.
Approval and/or corrections to the agenda.
There are none.
Move to approve the agenda.
Second.
On a motion by trustee Olson and seconded by trustee Boulay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 4, recognition. Dr. Nicholas?
Yes, we're going to have Mr. Faubert introduce the golf team first, and then that would be the league championship golf team, and then second we'll rotate out and do the tennis team. We'll take a photo with each team down in the front of the dais here when it's appropriate.
Okay, well, I'm going to, board president, Pombo, trustees, and Dr. Nicholas, thank you so much for inviting us here tonight. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our golf coach, Grant Davis. Grant is usually not short on words, but I'll be brief. We'll have him come up, and what he'll let you know is what they actually accomplished this year, and talk a little bit about our championship golf team. So, Grant.
I never have to do this. I've been the golf coach for the last 3 years, and I have some absolutely stellar players I have had in the past, and I have currently. The current crowd is without a doubt the best team I have coached in probably 30 years, and I've coached 20 years of softball and several years of golf. The girls accomplished a tremendous amount, and in fact, at one point, when it looked like it was getting tough, we're down in beautiful Chowchilla, and we're coming up on the 18th hole, and we're at that moment up by 1 stroke. And the girl that's playing against one of my other girls hits one into the water from the distance. The 18th hole is a big green that's surrounded by water, and I'm thinking, here's our opportunity. And then Kylie Sue decides to hit an iron up onto the green. I'm thinking she's 100 yards out. It's like, please just chip it close and then chip it again. She ends up on the green, ends up bogey in the hole, but it was enough for a 3-stroke victory over their team. So it was really exciting, especially as a coach. Most of the other teams we played, we pretty much walked away with it. We played very, very competitively. I had a number of girls shoot in the mid-40s. That may not sound like a huge accomplishment, but I speak to all the other coaches, and they have maybe one player that can hit in the 40s. I had 3 girls that played in the 40s on a semi-regular basis. And I had a lot of real good newbies out there this year. Some girls that came in in their junior year, deciding to learn a little bit about the game, and came away being a real key factor in the win. So we won as a team, and it was really great. It was really fun. On the far there, all the way back in the corner, is Kriti Tuana. In front of her is Ishal. We call her Ishali. Little Bits is from. I'm not going to name them because I'll forget. I get a little bit tongue-tied because I have nicknames for everybody, and so I can't get the names out because I put the nickname in front of it. But if you notice these two right here, they spend all their money on golf, so much so that they just have ratted clothes out that are just wearing out. They are so dedicated that they're wearing this outfit just so that you guys can have a firm look at what I propose to be the new Mustang golf course on the campus, which is fully funded by parents and fundraising. No money out of yours, figuring out that we'll fill in some dead spots that are just ruined anyway. But I had a great support from a lot of parents, and I wanted to thank all of them and all my girls. And I have 2 graduating seniors. One of them is not here. This one is. Let me warn you about this girl here. If you see the Green Hornet fly by at about 90 in the 25, it's Taylor. But thank you, everybody. Thanks for having us come in. We appreciate it. Thank you.
And we're going to have the team come on up here to the front, take a picture with the board real quick.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Yep. Board, stay up here.
Okay.
Yeah, just get right in front there. Parents, go up there if you want to get a picture. Yeah.
Nobody knows it's really us because we have masks on.
Thank you, Coach, and thank you, students, for coming. We're going to switch out and bring our next team in.
Yeah. Mine always, like, I'll be mid-sentence.
Professionals on their team, that's why they won.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thank you. You know, I don't think so. I think they already got them. Or are going to. Yeah, go ahead. All right, yeah, you're going to come stand next to me. And if our tennis team and parents can have a seat for a second, we're, again, President Pombo and Dr. Nicholas, board trustees. I am also proud to introduce the coach of our championship girls tennis team, not just league champions, but section champions. Our very first section champion team at Mountain House High School. And Dr. Andy Sue is their coach, and he's going to tell you a little bit about their winnings this year and all the things that they've done. So, Dr. Sue.
Hello, trustees and Superintendent Nicholas. Hello, how are you guys? Good?
Welcome.
Noel, hello. Hey. So anyways, I'm here to introduce our championship team. The girls tennis team this year accomplished a few things. The first was that we won our fourth consecutive league championship this year. Starting with 2018 when we first joined the all-girls league. And then another accomplishment is that we've won 52 consecutive league matches starting in 2018. We've never lost, actually, since we started, so. But the biggest accomplishment this year, of course, Ben already mentioned, but this is the first team in the history of Mountain House High School to win a sectional championship at the San Joaquin Sacramento sections. So big award this year. Of course, we have some individual awards too. Sana, somewhere back there. I have nowhere. There you are, right in the front. Sana Patel, our graduating senior, won her third consecutive singles league title. It's in the last 3 years, she's won all 3 times that she's been there. And Malvika, Seth, and Lizzie Sue won the doubles title in the league. This is Malvika's first title, and Lizzie actually won last year too, so her second doubles. Very proud and honored to be a coach for this team. It really was easy, to have lots of great kids and easy to coach, so I'm very lucky. So, that's it.
Okay, so we're going to have the ladies come up. We're going to take a picture.
Woohoo.
Yeah. So come, don't be shy.
Yeah.
Section champions, you walk up with bravado. Come on. They're Mountain House High students. They know exactly what that means.
Yeah, hold this. They got a certificate from the county supervisor earlier. Yeah. I'll come in this way a little bit. Yeah. Squish. You're going to have to squish a little closer. 18 of you, or 15 of you. Let's come up a little bit more. Yeah, squeeze on it and you're going to get out of frame here. You want us to double up or you got everybody? Okay, ready? Everybody want to take masks down or no? Okay.
With your eyes. Smile with your eyes.
Somebody post it. Good.
You could have those ladies go ahead and seat. All right. Coach Sue, if you could stay there at the podium there for a second. Okay, so 52 consecutive victories in league, 4 straight undefeated league title seasons. We also had some special honors bestowed on Coach Sue. He has been a multiple-time league, Western Athletic Conference, TVL Conference Coach of the Year. He was named this year's Section Coach of the Year. And last week we were informed that Coach Sue was named State Coach of the Year for girls tennis. And it's not just about winning, the ladies' excellent work excellent to represent the Mustangs the way we want it to be done, but this is important about the whole children and the whole people and the whole community. It says this year's honorees were selected based upon their coaching performance, lifetime community involvement, school involvement, and philosophy of coaching. So this is about people, this is about community, this is about spirit, and if you put all those things together with a talented group of young student athletes, you get wins. So congratulations, young ladies, but Coach Sue, our first state coach of the year, and to many more champions for the Mustangs and yourself.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Great job, ladies.
Congratulations and thank you.
Don't forget we still have Jimmy's report too. So.
That's later, right?
Yeah, yeah, we're good.
Moving on to item 5, committee reports. District Advisory Committee. The District Advisory Committee met earlier this evening, and we were given a presentation on the supplement to the supplement to the supplement of the LCAP. And really got to give it to the staff for jumping through every hoop that the state throws at us. Thank you very much. Item B, District English Language Advisory Committee.
Nothing to report at the moment, President.
Pardon?
Nothing to report at the moment.
Thank you. Education Committee, there is nothing to report. Facilities Committee, Trustee Clements.
The next Facilities Committee meeting is scheduled for February 3rd at 6 p.m. here in the boardroom, and it is currently scheduled to be a live meeting.
Policy Committee, Trustee Clements.
The latest batch of policies has been received by the Policy Committee and is under review with the goal of submitting to the board for a first read during our board meeting on January 19th, 2022.
Thank you. Safety Committee, Trustee Olson.
Safety Committee met this afternoon. The various site administrators gave site reports of the various drills they have conducted at their high school and K-8s. And some of them are getting some really fast times, so they're doing them well. Irene Busatil reported that she is working with the county mental health emergency response team and to provide help and assistance to our students. That will probably be something that gets adopted countywide once it gets worked out for Lammersville. And we reviewed the safety handbook that has been, well put together, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Wellness Committee, Trustee Boulay.
The Wellness Committee met last Wednesday. At that meeting, each of the school sites reported on their wellness activities for both the students and the staff. The school sites are encouraging their students, staff, and parents to complete the California Healthy Kids Survey. Director Busatil also reported some key points from the recent Surgeon General's report, notably that suicidal ideation, stress, and anxiety have increased in the student population around the country. She's also working with county organizations to develop a solid plan for LUSD students who need behavioral health services, and that's all I have.
Thank you. Moving on to item 6, Governing Board Reports, Trustee Boulay.
On November 12th, I was honored to attend the HOSA ceremony and the National Technical Honor Society induction ceremony at Mountain House High School. The Honor Society induction ceremony recognized the HOSA kids as well as the computer science kids and the digital arts pathway students. The evening started off with a variety of delicious finger foods that were prepared by the students in the culinary arts pathway. So really the whole evening was a wonderful representation of some of the pathways that we have at our high school. On November 16th, I attended the DARE ceremony at Wickland. On November 18th, I popped into the COVID vaccine clinic at the high school and was excited to see lots and lots of kids that were there to receive their first vaccine. On November 19th, I attended the improv show at Mountain House High School, and that was really a treat. The students were talented, they were creative, and they were very, very funny. So I'm glad to see that this program was added to the drama lineup. 2 weeks ago, I attended the CSBA Annual Education Conference. That was really a wonderful opportunity to talk to other board members from different districts, to talk to superintendents and learn from them. The sessions that I attended were primarily related to student equity and wellness, and that's all I have.
Thank you. Trustee Clements.
In early December, I attended this California School Board Association's annual education conference along with my peers on the board, as well as Dr. Nicholas. This year, I was able to attend the board president's workshop. For the balance of the conference, the breakout sessions that I chose continued to focus on equity, inclusion, special education, and closing the opportunity gap in keeping with the continuous learning goals that I have set for myself. Since the last board meeting, I have continued to show up to schools unannounced to try the lunches at various schools, and I want to thank the school site staff and especially the cafeteria teams for their cooperation in this. I also attended the 2x2x2 committee meeting with President Pombo as well as Dr. Andy Sue and Manny Moreno from the CSD board. I also served with President Pombo on the committee to evaluate the contractors that had submitted proposals for Evelyn Costa Elementary School. And finally, the board will note that I have donated $2,000 to the Mountain House High School Scholarship Fund, and I'll have additional comment on that when it comes up for the board's ratification. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you. Trustee Daniel.
Thank you, President Pombo. So on November 18th, I visited Wickland Elementary School and had lunch with the students. So the lunch was Thanksgiving lunch menu, so I thoroughly enjoyed the food there, along with the 7th and 8th graders. Thanks to all the cafeteria team, the custodians and principal for being there and making sure that everything was well organized. On December 1st to December 4th, I attended the CSBA conference along with my peers and superintendent. And I greatly benefited from the new board member orientation and all the breakout sessions. It was such a good learning experience for me. Apart from that, I have to say that the time spent with my peers was amazing. I got to get to know them, so thank you for such a great company. And Noel was there too. Yeah, I missed you. Yep. Actually, thanks to Noel for making sure everything was going on, right on time, and things were arranged so well and well taken care of. Thank you, Noel. On December 10th, I visited the Mountain House tree lighting at our Central Park. Again, festivities are back in Mountain House. It just feels great. After that, I attended the Mountain House High School winter concert. It was absolutely fantastic after a very long camp, and all the kids performed so well. It was just great to be there, to hear the music. On December 11th, I hosted the Holly Jolly Christmas event along with Youth Tribune at the town hall, and it was a wonderful event where our community members shared the Christmas spirit through their performances, so kudos to all the youth members of the Youth Tribune. December 14th, I did attend the winter concert at Altamont, which was performed by TK and kindergartners. So I attended the winter concert for the high schoolers, and then I attended the kindergartners. Wow, it was such a joy to just see both the age groups, express their Christmas spirit, their joy through music. It was one of the sweetest events. I've been there with their cute voices, and it was so joyful to be there. Thanks to the music directors at Altamont, music teacher, Mr. DeCary, and the principal and staff for the amazing performance. I also want to wish all the high school students who are working towards their finals all the very best to your finals, and do your best, and I'm sure you will all excel. Lastly, I just want to wish the community happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a blessed New Year. Thank you, President.
Thank you. Trustee Olson.
Thank you. I attended the HOSA White Coat ceremony and a National Technical Honor Society induction, and was pleased to see the culinary students serving the hors d'oeuvres before the presentation. And I really enjoyed the presentations of the students after the induction and the ceremony, where we could learn what they were doing in their pathway classes. It was very impressive. I attended a home basketball game versus Millennium High School. Mountain House High School handily won. It was great to see kids participating in sports, and then I was able to also attend the Mountain House High School winter concert with the orchestra, choir, and symphonic band, and it was amazing. And I loved the fun sweaters and festive sweaters they wore, and they sounded amazing. And then on Monday, I attended the Cuesta winter concert for the middle school students, and they had a band, beginning band, and more advanced band and choir performances, and it was great to see the progression of what the middle school can bring to the high school as we support music there. I attended the community tree lighting ceremony and looked for our ornament and found it near the top of the tree that the governing board presented, and very proud that we have an ornament to share with the community that represents our district, and it has the logo of every school on the ornament, shaped as an apple. And so I was excited to attend that event and see all of the community groups that participated. And as my other fellow trustees have said, I also attended the California School Board Association annual education conference, and I went a day early and attended the legal symposium. And it was great, as Trustee Clement said, for my educational goals to focus on the legal issues facing school districts. I had a nice review of the Brown Act as well, which is always good. And a lot of courses on equity and wellness that really opened my eyes, and even some on better ways to communicate with our community and engage them. So it was a great conference, and as Trustee Daniel said, it was wonderful getting to know everybody on the governing board better, and I'm grateful to serve alongside with all of you, and Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. I also attended the white coat ceremony at Mountain House High School. I, along with Trustee Clements, attended the 2x2x2 meeting, which also included Trustees Sue and Moreno from the CSD, GM Steve Pinkerton, and our Superintendent, Dr. Nicholas. I attended the Wickland-Dare graduation. I did a site visit with Principal Sharp at Quest Elementary, a site visit with Principal Wingo at Bethany. I, along with the rest of the board, attended the CSBA Annual Education Conference, and I too enjoyed it, learned a lot. Most of the sessions I went to had to do with wellness, safety, or governance. I did a site visit at Cordes Elementary with Principal Yeager, a board workshop. The board attended a board workshop last week. The Wellness Committee met last week. I attended the Cuesta Winter Wonderland, although it was pretty much over by the time I got there because I was at another meeting. And I also attended the Mountain House Music Concert, and as one of my fellow board members said, they sounded terrific. And that concludes my report. Receiving of public comments. The entire board appreciates hearing from members of the community and the public at large. The board shall give members of the public an opportunity to address the board either before or during the board's consideration of each agenda item at a time so designated on the agenda. Members of the public may also bring before the board matters that are not listed on the agenda of a regular meeting. The board may refer such a matter to the superintendent or designee or take it under advisement, but shall not take action at that time. The board may place the matter on the agenda of a subsequent meeting for discussion or action. Individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes per agenda or non-agenda item. The board shall limit the total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes. And I see no blue cards, but if there's anyone who would like to make a public comment, this would be the time. Thank you. Moving on to consent items for consideration. Governing board meeting minutes, contracts under $50,000, ratification of new hires, ratification of resignations, updated 2020-2022 fundraisers, ratification of budget revisions for the October 21st, for October 2021, and warrant list for November 2021, approval of early high school graduation requirement petitions, acceptance of donations, including a $3,300 donation to Csba America Foundation towards purchase of robots for 8th grade students at Lammersville Elementary School, and $2,000 donated by Colin Clements towards Mountain House High School Scholarship Fund, and ratification of overnight trips. Is there anything that anyone would like to remove from the consent agenda or question or comment at this time? Trustee Clements.
First, I wanted to thank district staff for taking the time to jump through the fiery hoops to establish a scholarship fund in our district. I think we've grown to the size that that's an appropriate step. I've seen in my life what life can be like with a great education, but I've also experienced what life can be like without one. For this reason, my wife, Jenny, and I wanted to create a scholarship to recognize worthy students. At the present time, our intent is to contribute at least $1,000 each year to fund this so that each year at least one student can be recognized for their achievements. While I will not have any say in the actual selection of the student that would receive the scholarship each year, I do get to define the characteristics that student or students that are honored each year. As we know, there are a lot of excellent students in the school district. I'm blown away by the number of students that receive perfect scores on math or language arts, maybe both. How many of our students go to national academic competitions of one sort or another? The list of the various types of students that receive this, national honors and awards is simply too long to list. The point is that we have a lot of students that are such incredibly high achievers that they are probably going to have scholarships rolling in. These students are doing outstandingly well because of a lot of different factors, and while I celebrate each and every one of these students, they are not the students that Jenny and I are trying to recognize with our scholarship. The focus of the scholarship is for the committee to identify candidates that maybe didn't do outstandingly well, but they succeeded in spite of obstacles that may have seemed overwhelming at the time. My high school grades weren't the greatest, so when I finally went back to college after already starting a family, academic scholarships weren't flowing in for me either. I remember how grateful I was to receive a $500 scholarship at the time, and how much it helped Jenny and I when we needed it most. It is time I paid that forward. I cannot wait to meet the recipient of this year's scholarship, hear their story, and find out what they plan to do next. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Clements. Would anyone else like to make any comments or pull anything from the agenda? If not, I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve consent items for consideration.
Second.
On a motion by trustee Olson and seconded by trustee Boulay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Yes, trustee Clements, would you like to?
On behalf of the entire board and district staff, I'd like to welcome the 2021-2022 new hires. Sarah Barrios, Director of Human Resources, Jennifer Canadian, High School Staff Secretary, Patricia Cornejo, District Courier/Receiving Clerk, Melissa Hart-Vigson, High School Clerk, Tanya Ortiz, High School Custodian/Security 3, Akiko Silva, Food Service Worker, Van Vales, Elementary K-8 Custodian 1, and Madura Swapna Yasa, Accounting Clerk, AP and AR. Welcome.
Our new Director of HR, Sarah Barrios, is here this evening. Would you like to come forward and introduce yourself to the board?
Good evening, President Pombo, trustees, Dr.
evening,
Nicholas,
welcome.
and staff. I'm honored to have the opportunity to serve the Lammersville students and staff. I'm excited to work in a supportive district that has a clear vision for student learning and, as we've seen tonight, other achievements. And I'm looking forward to contributing to the district's vision and mission in every way that I can. I thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Moving on to item 9, district administrative reports. Superintendent's report. Dr. Nicholas?
Yes, I have 3 pieces of information. The first one, we had to reschedule winter concerts at Hanson Elementary School, and I wanted to give, without fogging up my glasses, the dates. TK1 will have their winter concert on Thursday, January 20th at 8:30 a.m. Second and third grade winter concert will be Friday, January 21st at 8:30 a.m. I have a long-running relationship with a gentleman who represents the construction industry in Sacramento as a lobbyist. He is a good source of information for us. He informed me over the last couple of days that there are now 2 rivers of potential funding for state construction projects moving through the state. There's one effort to have a state construction bond go forward to the voters in November of 2022. That's a long-standing piece of information we're aware of, and obviously due to the fact that we're about to break ground on a new school and have 3 others to go, that's an important piece. But there's a new twist. It's a positive development from my perspective in that the January budget proposal of the governor anticipated a certain amount of tax revenues coming in over the course of the year. They have exceeded that amount by a significant number. Some agencies are saying up to $31 billion above what they anticipated. Significant amount of money. In California, there's a GAN amendment which has a limitation on a surplus and what the government can do with it, but they have 2 choices when they reach a threshold above the GAN limit. One of those is to invest in infrastructure. The other is to give money back to taxpayers. It is possible that in lieu of a November 2022 state construction bond, that the state legislature could approve a $10 billion state construction allocation from the surplus, which would supersede the need for that election. And it would be part of the government's budget line item to projects. Why is that important? The state currently owes us $16 million in state construction funds for a school that's presently running. I understand their mascot is a cheetah, and we're building another school with 3 more to go. So anything that can be done to bring money for school districts to access modernization funds or new construction funds, that would be good. So there are 2 possible outlets for us to get the funding that we desire. Second, and Trustee Clements referred to this earlier, is today that we did identify in the steps that will lead to a contractor building our school. We had an interview process that completed. We've identified a contractor. That's step one. Step two is pre-construction analysis. That's step two. Step three is a lease-back contract. It's a method that we've used on multiple schools, and that will all come to the board. And there's an item on here tonight where we have to identify a special board meeting date and time to formally pick those folks so they can do the pre-construction work. So I wanted to let you know that Evelyn Costa Elementary has gone from a lot of conversations, and we're getting very close to DSA approval. I've been calling it the Department of School Architecture, but it's actually
Division of
State Architect. DSA and all these processes. And once that begins, we have a ceremony, and then all of a sudden stuff starts happening. So it's going to get really excited for us. And with that, Mr. President, that is my report.
Thank you. Item B, District Enrollment Report. Dr. Nicholas.
Yes, as of today, 7,076 students are enrolled in Lammersville Unified School District.
Thank you. Item C, Williams Quarterly Uniform Complaints, July through October 15th, 2021.
Sorry.
Superintendent Nicholas.
I'm very excited, so much so I interrupted you. 0 reports.
Thank you. Item D, District Maintenance and Operations Report. Mr. LeGrand.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Good evening.
I attended the safety committee this afternoon. Yesterday, I met with the Principal Faber over at the high school to discuss some maintenance and custodial issues, concerns they have, so we're looking to address those. Tuesday, the 7th, we had our monthly lead custodian meeting. We had that at Hanson Elementary. The main focus of the meeting was to talk about the upcoming winter break that starts next week for 2 weeks. And updating our solar projects, we continue to have our weekly construction meetings. For Altamont, the fencing is supposed to be reduced by Friday. So hopefully it was supposed to be last Friday. They delayed it because of rain. I think it was a little bit of a stretch, but anyways, it's supposed to be done by this Friday. The fencing should be reduced to just under the solar array so the staff could have half the parking lot back they could use. And then next week, they're going to do the underground boring, which goes over to the main point of power. That'll be next week. Bethany, they're working on all the under the array, all the wiring, the lights, and the all the stuff that needs to go on there, and the inverters. Next week, they're going to complete that electrical work, and the following week, which is the second week of break, they're supposed to reduce the fencing at Bethany. At Hanson, the arrays are all assembled. They'll be working on the overhead, all the electrical, the second week of the break. And then Wickland, the temp fence has been installed, obviously. This Wickland was found to have what they call caving soils, which means when they bore the holes, the walls want to cave in. So what that means is we're going to have to put a case down in the hole before they pour the concrete for the footings for the posts. The casings are due to be delivered on Monday, and they're going to start drilling next week at Wickland. Cuesta, the temp fence was installed, actually blew over for a couple of days, but they were supposed to go out there today and stand it back up. The modules, the solar modules, the panels are supposed to be delivered next week. Drilling is scheduled for January 3rd. That's dependent on the weather. I believe there's some rain in the forecast for next week that might get pushed out. And then if they're able to drill the week of the 3rd, the steel, putting steel will start the week of the 10th, January 10th. At Lammersville, the 10th fence has been installed, and then drilling is scheduled to start the week of the 3rd, again, depending on the weather. And then the high school, the fencing around the north part of the parking lot around the theater, on the other side of the theater, is scheduled for Monday. And drilling is supposed to start the week of the 10th, depending on the weather. And the concrete will be that week. And then steel installation will start the week of the 17th. They'll start going up by the 17th. Next upcoming items for us. Next week, I'm walking Bethany. You may recall we did the carpet at Bethany a couple years ago. We never did do the 500 and 600 wing, the back two wings. So we're trying to get a price to potentially do that work this summer. On January 4th, we have our next monthly league custodian meeting. And then on Monday the 10th and Tuesday the 11th, Keenan will be in the district, and they're doing their annual chemical inventory. It'll be at the high school, and they'll look at the custodial rooms, the art rooms, the science rooms, and then they'll do the shop in the back behind the pool. Staffing update, the courier started on the 1st, so we're really happy to have a permanent person in that position. Our new night custodian at Bethany, he resigned. So we're making progress. You may recall that the previous employee quit after the first day, and this one lasted 5 days. So we're optimistic that maybe next time we'll get for a month or maybe even longer than a month for the third candidate. So that's where we're at with that. So we have another opening there. And then we had interviews yesterday for the high school for our 2 openings, and we recommend two candidates to move forward with the hiring process. Hopefully the high school can be 100% staffed, probably in well over a year they haven't been fully staffed. So, and that's it for my report. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions or comments by the board?
Is there I mean, this is a silly question. It's probably a silly question. Is there anything different about Altamont that would cause it to be that unusual? Because we lost 2 of them at Altamont, 2 night custodians at Altamont.
Yeah.
Really quick. Is there anything different about Altamont?
I'm confused what the question is.
In other words, is there a unique circumstance that custodians wouldn't last there versus any other school?
You mean Bethany? No. There's 2 at Questa, there's 2 at Cordis, there's 2 at Hanson, there's 2 at Altamont, there's 2 at Wickland. It's basically
Luck of the draw.
It's basically essentially the same workload, you know, across the district. It's really fair. So I don't know.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy holidays to all of you.
You as well, sir.
Moving on to item 10, action items. Consider approval of the 2021-2022 inter and intra-district transfer requests. Motion?
Move to approve the 2021-2022 inter and intra-district transfer requests.
Second.
A motion by trustee Clements and seconded by trustee Daniel. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item B, consider approval of the 2022-2023 budget development calendar. Staff report?
Yes, this is a yearly have-to, so we recommend approval.
Motion?
Move to approve the 2022-2023 budget development calendar.
Second.
A motion by trustee Boulay and seconded by trustee Olson. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item C, consider approval of the first interim financial report for the 2021-2022 school year. Staff report?
Yes, I'd like to acknowledge Assistant Superintendent Grijalva and Director Kaiser, Alvina, and Gloria for their hard work and their team's hard work. We have positive certification with this first interim report, which means we can pay our bills this year and the 2 outgoing years. So we recommend approval and congratulations to the team.
With thanks to my peers in accounting, I move to approve the first interim financial report for the 2021-22 school year. Thanks for keeping us well informed.
Second.
On a motion by trustee Clements and seconded by trustee Boulay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and I would like to thank the 2 ladies for all the hard work on this that they do every year. Item D, consider approval of the 2020-2021 annual and 5-year developer fee report. Staff report?
Yes, we recommend approval of this. It's an annual and also part of a 5-year report of a have-to that we have to do every year.
Questions or comments?
Move to approve the 2020-21 annual and 5-year developer fee reports.
Second.
On a motion by trustee Olson and seconded by trustee Boulay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion.
Sorry, the second was trustee Daniel.
Oh, my mistake. Seconded by trustee Daniel, but I assume everyone is still in favor.
Well, I'm just kidding.
Item E, consider approval of LUSD exposure control plan for bloodborne pathogens. Staff report?
Yes, not too many people volunteer to step up when it comes to analyzing plans on bloodborne pathogens, but Dr. Saylor rose to the occasion. He and Gloria worked on this plan. It needed updating, and we thank him and Gloria for their efforts, and we recommend approval of this bloodborne pathogen updated plan.
Questions or comments by the board?
It was a very thorough, well thought out plan. Thank you. I move to approve the LUSD exposure control plan for bloodborne pathogens.
Second.
On a motion by trustee Boulay and seconded by trustee Olson, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item F, consider approval to adjourn from regular session to open hearing regarding the 2021 Educator Effectiveness Block Grant. Staff report?
Yes, the next 4 items are part of a formal process that allows the board to gain access to the $1.1 million of federal monies, which essentially would work in support of training for staff and teachers and other opportunities to build our academic program in this era.
Move to adjourn from regular session to open public hearing regarding the 2021 Educator Effectiveness Block Grant Plan.
Second.
On a motion by trustee Clements and seconded by trustee Boulay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are now in public hearing.
Jeopardy music.
Yeah. Seeing no comments. Item H, consider approval to close public hearing and return to regular session.
Move to close the public hearing and return to regular session.
Second.
On a motion by trustee Olson and seconded by trustee Daniel, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We now return to regular session. Item I, consider approval of the Educator Effectiveness Block Grant Plan 2021. Motion?
Move to approve the Educator Effectiveness Block Grant Plan 2021.
Second.
On a motion by trustee Clements and seconded by trustee Daniel, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item J, consider approval of updated board governance handbook and board bylaw 9005. Staff report?
Yes, last week the board participated in a Board of Governance workshop. There were some amendments recommended by the board for not only the handbook, but also some language in board bylaw 9005. We recommend approval.
Move to approve the updated board governance handbook and board bylaw 9005.
Second.
On a motion by trustee Daniel and seconded by trustee Clements, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item 11, information and discussion items. Item A, special governing board meeting Monday, December 20th, 2021. Dr. Nicholas?
Yes, so one of the things that we need to do, and because we don't have the holidays kind of block our ability to have every other week board meetings, is we need to have a very short special board meeting with at least a quorum of 3 in attendance in person. We had originally asked if we could do it via Zoom, but unfortunately the Zoom thing sunsetted in October. So we are looking to schedule for folks that are not traveling. We're hoping for sometime during Monday, December 20th. The goal would be to approve the contractor identified today so they could start to do the preliminary work on the pre-construction, the preliminary work that will lead to a contractor contract, and more importantly, value engineering, because this is going to be a challenging there's going to be some decisions we have to make in the area of value engineering, cutting back on some costs that we want to have the discussion sooner rather than later. So we are hoping that, my understanding is on December 20th that we have 3 board members that will be in town. Trustee Daniel, Trustee Boulay, and President Pombo will be available on the 20th. Is Trustee Olson available on the 20th?
I will be unavailable the 18th through the 26th.
Okay, and Trustee Clements as well, somewhere in that window as well.
18th through the 29th.
29th. Okay, so in a perfect world, Monday the 20th we could find a quorum of 3. However, if we need to move the date, we need at least 3 board members somewhere from Monday to that week would be ideal to get a probably less than 10-minute meeting unless there's lots of questions.
Speaking for myself, while I would really like to be at the special meeting, I think the expedience of having a meeting sooner outweighs the need for, so a quorum. So I'm fine with it being. I'm not here.
I concur with Trustee Clements, and I only regret that a special meeting can only have one agenda item because the 20th is my birthday, and I would love for you guys to say happy birthday to me from the dais, even though I wouldn't be here to hear it.
So I am available, but only in the evening. So I hope that works.
I'm available too. Yeah, probably in the evening. The time that works for Lisa, I can make it.
I'm available anytime after 6 or later.
So 6 o'clock works for everyone?
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. That works.
Okay, so if I heard correctly, Monday, December 20th at 6 o'clock, special board meeting. Unless there's lots of questions, it's going to be a very brief meeting. It's a 1 agenda item to formally acknowledge by the board the identified contractors so they can get to work on some complicated matters.
Very well. Moving on to item 12, calendar. Monday through Friday, December 20th, 2021 through December 31st, 2021 is winter break and the district office will be closed. Monday, January 17th, 2022, sounds weird saying 2022 in real time, is a district holiday, Martin Luther King Jr. Item C, Wednesday, skipped a month. Wednesday, January 19th, 2020, should be 22, will be the next governing board meeting here in the district boardroom at 7 o'clock. And Thursday, January 20th, 2022 is the next district English Language Advisory Committee DLAC meeting, which will be held virtually. Moving on to item 13.
President Pombo, I just
Yes.
would like to inform you and my fellow board members that I will not be able to make it on the January 19th, 2022 board meeting because I will be visiting my parents in India.
Okay. Thank you. Item 13, annual reorganization of the governing board officers. In keeping with past practice, I will call for nominations. Seconds are not necessary. After all nominations for a position have been made, votes will take place. Once a nominee receives the required votes, which would be 3 at least, voting will be done for that position and nominations will be called for the next position. And there's no lobbying or discussion shall take place. And with that, I will nominate Trustee Clements as president. Are there any other nominations for president? And I will ask all in favor of Trustee Clements becoming the president. Aye.
Aye.
Nominations for board clerk.
I would like to nominate Trustee Olson for board clerk.
Are there any other nominations for board clerk? All in favor of Trustee Olson for board clerk?
Aye.
Mr. President?
Yes, sir.
If I may, when does the board reorganization take effect?
As soon as we're done with this.
Then, since there is a special meeting between now and when I can come back, is it appropriate to move to delay the board presidency until the first of the year, after the 29th?
We can.
In the past, we've just identified someone who runs the meeting. So since the newly elected clerk is also gone, we would you would appoint somebody to lead the meeting, meeting of 3.
Then I would propose that Pombo does it, if that's okay.
It's okay with me.
Excuse me, Trustee Pombo does it. Sorry.
Item 3, nominations for representative to the County Committee of District Representation.
I'd like to self-nominate myself for the representative to County Committee of District Representation.
Are there any other nominations? All in favor of Trustee Daniel for County Committee representation?
Aye.
Item 4, consider approval of appointing Dr. Kirk Nicholas as secretary to the board. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And we are done with that stuff. In just a moment, we will be adjourning to closed session where we will discuss conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, Government Code 54956.9 D1, OAH case number 2021-080767, public employee discipline dismissal release complaint, Government Code 54957, conference with labor negotiators, Government Code Section 54957.6, conference with real property negotiators, Government Code 54956.8, and conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, Government Code 54956.9. Do I have a motion?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
On a motion by Trustee Clements and seconded by Trustee Boulay. All in favor?
Aye.
We are now adjourned to closed session. Thank you all for coming out tonight, and have a wonderful rest of your evening, and happy holidays.
Open session from closed session at 9:48 p.m. Regarding closed session item A, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, Government Code Section 54956.9 D1, OAH case number 20210807767. The board took action on a motion by Trustee Pombo and seconded by Trustee Daniel to approve a final release and settlement agreement resolving OAH case number 20210807767. The district will provide student with reimbursement for educationally related services and attorney's fees in exchange for student agreement to waive all claims